Hello and welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. When it's 100 degrees outside, it doesn't take very long for soil moisture to disappear. Added to that, parts of the state being 1 to 2 months away from seeing any significant rain, and flash drought quickly becomes apparent. 1 month ago, we had plenty of soil moisture in most counties as shown here on this 4-inch fractional water index map. Remember, 1 is as wet and 0 is as dry as the sensor can read at a particular depth. Notice how the green areas quickly disappear when we look at the more recent map. Now we see browns are statewide and only a few pockets of green can be seen, mostly in the panhandle. Point 1s and point 2s are much more common now than higher numbers. We currently have soil moisture sensors at 2, 4, 10, and 24 inches. Looking down to 10 inches, a little more green can be seen in the east, but conditions are just as bad in the west. Even the wet, shallow areas in the panhandle start to show more dryness when we start to look deeper. At our deepest level of 24 inches, it is about half green and brown scattered across the state. Some rain chances are in the weekend forecast before returning to hot and dry next week. Gary is up next with more dismal rainfall information.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, when it comes to drought in Oklahoma, it seems we take a step forward, but 2 steps back. That's what we did once again this week. Let's take a look at the new map and see where we are. Well, what you can see from the map is a large expansion of not only moderate drought, that tan area, but also severe drought, especially across southwestern parts of the state. So now we have from north central down through southwest Oklahoma, cutting through central Oklahoma, and over into west central Oklahoma, a large area of moderate to severe drought. And then across the rest of the southeastern half to 2/3, we also see a lot of that yellow color, the abnormally dry conditions, signaling areas that are going into drought possibly if we don't get significant rainfall very soon. Then we have just a few small areas of drought scattered about out in the western panhandle, far east central Oklahoma, and parts of south central Oklahoma. So drought is unfortunately on the rise in Oklahoma. The reason's pretty simple. We just need more rainfall. We can take a look at the consecutive days with less than a 1/4 inch of rainfall from the Oklahoma Mesonet. This map shows those areas down in southwest Oklahoma that have gone 30 to more than 60 days without significant rainfall, and that bleeds up into west central, over into central Oklahoma as well. Also those few areas up in north central, northeast Oklahoma, and then also down along the southern border with Texas. Take a look at this 60-day rainfall map from the Oklahoma Mesonet. You know things are really weird in Oklahoma when the Mesonet stations up in the panhandle lead the state. And that's what we see with the Goodwell and Hooker at 11.6 inches and 11.3 inches respectively. And then up in that region we generally have 7 to 10 inches of rainfall, where most of the state, especially in those green areas, we have less than 4 inches of rainfall. A few areas scattered about have 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 inches, you know, in that region. That range of amounts, but in general, just not enough rainfall over that southeastern 3/4 of the state to keep that drought at bay. Shows up all too well on this departure from normal rainfall map from that 60-day period. Again, deficits of 3 to 5 to as many as 6 inches in parts of the state. Just not enough to keep that drought at bay, especially when we are in the summer months when the temperatures have been so much above normal for much of the summer. The solution's pretty simple. We need rainfall and lots of it. Unfortunately, we probably won't get that over the next few weeks, but we can at least whittle it down a little bit. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.